voir dire or voir dire. I guess I'm a little bit of a redneck. We say voir dire, but what that means in Latin is to speak the truth. And basically, you want a jury. The prosecution, Donald Trump, they want a jury that can be fair to both sides. And the voir dire process is where the lawyers can come up, ask the jurors their feelings and thoughts about these particular issues, or whatever issues that they think might be germane to the case, to determine if that juror can be fair to both sides. And that's really what's going down today. Now, if I believe the Trump team wants to delay, so they may extend this process as opposed to 20 questions to each juror, maybe to be 120. Now, the judge has the ability to limit the amount of time as long as it still is within the constitutional rights of the parties to address all the venire, all the potential jurors out there. So the question is, can they be fair to both sides? I'm sure the prosecution is going to say, do you believe that if you bury business records, is that a crime? Do you believe if you have a illegal intent to affect an outcome of an election, is that a crime? And I'm sure the Trump side's going to say, hey, are you a Trump hater? Are you a never Trumper? Are you someone who cannot be fair to Donald Trump because of what he said, because of where he's been, because of your political beliefs? And so all those are reasonable questions because, again, for our system to work, both sides have to have ability to make sure the jury process is fair, and that's under the Constitution.
Of course. Well, I do want to put a pin in it really quickly because we do have a caller who's on the line. Pam, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning to you. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, I have an elderly abusing case. I'm 66 years old, and I'm also handicapped. And it's been almost 2 years, and they still won't take it to court. Is there anything I can do?
What kind of elder abuse issue do you have?
Well, my son's girlfriend came up and beat the crap out of me and broke my toes and broke my foot on the other side, and they just won't take it to court for some reason.
I am so sorry about that. That is totally, obviously unacceptable. So you're 66, so elderly abuse. So really, what you're talking about is assault, battery. She may try and claim self-defense, things like that. But usually it's not that they won't bring it to trial. But anytime there's a prosecution, it's got to go through a process. It's got to go to the grand jury and be bound over to make sure that there is enough evidence to prosecute this particular person. And then the DA has to wait. It's like taking a ticket at an ice cream stand to get your chance in court so they can prosecute this case. Oftentimes these cases settle, but it's not unusual for it to take so long. So I don't believe that they don't want to prosecute it. It's just it might be backed up in the process. And please be patient. Maybe contact the district attorney's office. Let them know you're ready, willing, and able when they're ready, and maybe keep in touch with your particular prosecutor.
Some great sound advice right there.
And so y'all been covering the Trump trial.
Of course.
Do y'all get emails about that? What are you sensing from your viewers?
I haven't seen a lot of emails, but I did want to ask you regarding the trial, though. So I think it's fair to say, because one, who he is, and two, there has been a great deal of media coverage, of course, nationally on this.
Right.
Is it possible to find 12 people who are not, at least to some degree, familiar with the details of this?
So the standard is not really just be somewhat familiar. They can be familiar, but again, the threshold question is, can you actually be fair to both sides? Right. And so if you say yes, even though I know this issue or I'm familiar with the issue, I have no preconceived notions. I have not already made my mind up. I am here to listen to the evidence that's presented and not bring anything from outside the courtroom into my decision-making process. Because as lawyers and judges and parties, we want to make sure that the case is tried and decided on the facts that come from the witness stand and not how you feel about certain topics out there, because that's not fair for anyone. And we all have preconceived notions. We all have ideas and thoughts about things as we come into the courtroom.
Right.
But can we be fair and balanced?
That's going to be
that's what everybody's concerned with, and they have a right to know that.
Of course.
And don't fuss or don't fudge on your questions. If you don't like something, say I don't like it. But
and we'll